Welcome, everybody, to NFL Head Coach 09. This is going to be a fun stream. We have the very first offseason here in this series, and so many of you have given me great feedback on this experiment that has now become a series, and thank you for that. It's been nice to finally get around to this game after years, like literally years worth of requests for me to play this game and to do something with it. So buckle in, grab a snack, and get ready for a wild ride here in the NFL Head Coach 09 offseason. Now, if you missed the end of last episode, I don't blame you if you don't want to sit through all of a 1-15 campaign. We're no longer with the Miami Dolphins. I'm not even sure why they're still my backdrop here. Because we were fired. Yeah, we win our first game in week 17, and that's it. Celebrate our first win by getting kicked out of the office. So now we end up in the great city of Atlanta, Georgia. I was offered 4 head coach jobs after being fired, which to me was just a shock. And now all of a sudden, we're at the Atlanta Falcons. We don't have to worry about a quarterback. We have second-year Matt Ryan on this team. We have Michael Turner. We have Roddy White. I don't know much more about the 2008 Falcons right now. I haven't exactly checked their roster or anything quite yet. But today I guess we have an off season, and we'll try to figure out exactly what to do to make sure that Harley Jean-Charles' career doesn't end prematurely. I thought that our time with the Dolphins might spell the end of it. We have to start over with something, but no. A fresh start and one heck of a team to take over here. And we have Desmond Clark. Yes. Absolutely. My first goal that I received as head coach of the Dolphins was to trade for Desmond Clark. I attempted to, and the Bears refused. Now I go to the Falcons, and I have Desmond Clark. It was just meant to be. Tag and trade Malik Lennon for a first. Not a bad idea, Wartag. That's for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offseason on my second channel on Madden 20. Got to make a decision on him. Draft Donovan Jennings and Tyrone Brightful. Thank you for the super chats. I'd love to get Donovan Jennings, but with Michael Turner, we don't have to worry about that right now. Yeah, RIP Chris Godwin's overall in the Bucs series, for sure. Just messing with audio quick. How's that? I'm making the music just a little bit louder. Can you going to prevent 28-3? What better day to continue this journey with the Atlanta Falcons than March 28th? It is the most serendipitous thing. We get Desmond Clark. It's March 28th. 28-3 day. It's a lot easier to understand if you're from an area in the world where you go day, month, year. Whoops. Gotta find a Julio Jones for Matty Ice. Oh, you got Roddy White. You know, Matt Ryan got kind of spoiled early on. He had 2 number 1s. Doesn't happen very often. Like, you know, Diggs and Thielen. F's in the chat for all the fun I used to have watching the Vikings. I should have Jonathan Abraham and Jonathan Babineau. Yeah. I just didn't want to get too far because, okay, we're January 5th. So we're in the playoffs. Like, the offseason hasn't even started. I should be able to take some time to look at my roster and everything. How do I feel about the Vikings offseason? Absolutely terrible. There's going to be so much change on this team, and they haven't done anything yet to upgrade the offensive line. We're weeks into the offseason, and the offensive line is no better now than it was when they lost to San Francisco. What are your picks, and who are you looking at? We'll get to that soon, CO, because the draft completely changes now that we're with Atlanta. I'm not trying to draft the first-round quarterback any longer. I'm not having to approach the draft like I was with Miami, where basically they had a good offensive line, but I had to get everything else. So we'll see. Yeah, Linval Joseph. I love Linval. He's going to do well with the Chargers, but Vikings got Michael Pierce. At least we can stop the run a little bit. Let Howard hit the open market and move Godwin to tight end. Oh, I'm not doing that, Wartag. No. We're not moving anybody to tight end. I'm going to find me a tight end or play a 73 overall that I think has potential. Blair Douglas style. Thank you for the super chats. Thoughts on the Broncos picking up Gordon this year? Kind of a head scratcher, to be honest. I mean, they can make it work. But, I think Phillip Lindsay's a fine RB1. But if you don't like Royce Freeman and you want somebody else that can be an RB1, that can catch passes, and Melvin Gordon's been a good running back in his career in the red zone, then I see it making sense. Did I miss Tyrone Bradley as a Pro Bowler in that? Yeah. I go through that so quick. It's easy for me to miss stuff. Make sure Schefter's turned off. Yeah, the audio was already turned off. Like, Schefter kept talking over me last stream, and I was getting so sick of him. Yeah, there shouldn't be any stream audio today, folks. Thoughts on Funchess to the Packers? It's worth a flyer. I think if they want to try to find the guy who starts opposite of Devontae Adams, try to find a couple different receivers. You get Funchess, big-bodied, contested, physical receiver. Now you got to find a flyer. You got to find someone that can go downfield, like Robbie Anderson, who I thought they would maybe sign or trade for at the trade deadline. So thank you all for supporting this. I've been getting so many messages lately of when I'm going to stream it next, and I can tell that you're hungry for more NFL head coach, and it's been doing well on the second channel. People are really enjoying it over there, and it's been a fun new experience for me. So thank you all for being part of it. I enjoy recording it here in the stream because you can help me, and then I can just talk with y'all, and I don't know, it just makes the recording feels like a blur. We're going to be 2 hours later, stuff's going to happen, and I'll feel like nothing happened. 52 Comics, thank you for the super chat. Love you, MrHurriicane. Thank you. No, thank you for being here. All 357 of you at the moment. Who wants to begin? Spicy Lemon, hello. All right, let's direct our attention right now to NFL head coach. Everybody wants to see this offseason get underway. What's going on, Big Smoke? Separate cam this time. I started the stream with my camera recording for the VOD, but then I changed it a few minutes ago. So whatever happens, happens. I'm not worried about it. You have the same PS3 controller as me? Yeah, the blue one here. I've had this one for a long time. You haven't missed anything, Dominator. As a matter of fact, we're beginning right now. We're back again with NFL Head Coach 09. Fresh approval here at 57 and a brand new team in the Atlanta Falcons. No longer is this a Miami Dolphins series. I guess another experiment with Miami has fallen short, sadly. I will come back to that team until I can do something and stick with them. But here we are now with Atlanta after being fired We have a new home. And honestly, I think things got a lot easier. Let's take a look at our team here in Atlanta. We already know we have a quarterback we do not need to replace. Matt Ryan, 85 overall, coming off his rookie season. How good was Matt Ryan? We know what he ends up being in real life, but remember, things could go completely different. Matt Ryan, 15 touchdowns, 20 picks. So, rough goings here in his rookie season. How are the completion percentages? Because they have a very low floor at NFL head coach. We see 23 here, 38, 34, 30. My main concern today is my offense I chose and teaching it to everybody and getting results. We went 1-15 last year and I got fired. I can't do that again. At least we have Joey Harrington as the backup here. Matt Ryan's number 14 here. I do not remember him ever being number 14. I wonder if or when I'll get the chance to edit that, because no number 14 here, no. I didn't even notice that. Thank you for the super chat. Bortag, Rudolph, and Reef for Trent Williams in a third. I would love to get Trent Williams. I'd be stoked if they made it happen. Do I think Matt will be a Hall of Famer? I think he's right on that edge. Like, the stats would say Matt Ryan's a Hall of Famer. Like, it might not seem like it, but he's played in the NFL for over a decade. And most of that time, he's been amassing a lot of touchdowns and yards. Like, the stats would say Hall of Famer. The postseason success would say no. Right now, I'd say no. Just a solid quarterback for his era. He's more of a team Hall of Fame guy than a league or a sport Hall of Fame guy. Yeah, we'll fix quarter length, but we're not going to get to any games quite yet. What happened with the Dolphins? I missed a bunch. I went 1-15 and got fired because I couldn't turn around a horrible roster. So now I'm here with the Falcons and have a pretty good roster, I think. Michael Turner at 26 years old. 6 years left on his contract. Running back deals have changed, man. 6 years. This goes all the way to 2013. And the cap number isn't that outrageous, but they were dealing with like a $100 million salary cap back in 2008. So, percentage-wise, I think it would translate to probably 7 to 8 nowadays. Just want to say thanks for all the great content. Thank you, Gio, for the super chat. Oh yeah, I should take a look at maybe Playbook Mastery, although I expect it all to be pretty much 0. Yeah, mostly unlearned for Pistol, but the shotgun offense is mostly partially learned for Matt Ryan. Goal line is partially learned. I've got to make sure I don't mess that up this year. We got Jarius Norwood here. We have Jason Snelling. I think the backfield's pretty much taken care of. At receiver, Roddy White, Harry Douglas, Laurent Robinson. Oh, wow. The former St. Louis Ram. Joe Horn, late in his career. Joe Horn Jr. was playing in the XFL. Michael Jenkins. Wow. In Christian Ponder's first career start, they designed a bootleg, him rolling left and throwing a deep ball to Michael Jenkins, and it worked. Desmond Clark at tight end. Now, the offensive line is where I'm a little curious. Left guard, left tackle look good. I also know that EA used to be very generous with their ratings. Like, to be below a 70 meant something was really bad. So I'm not even sure if I should look at the mid-80s as so good now. I believe there are plenty of players in the 90s in these games. So I need to adjust kind of how I look at numbers looking back. Michael Boley, Kevin Burnett, Curtis Lofton, Keith Brooking. I wonder if he's still upset about the Vikings running up the score in the 09 division playoff game. Ty Law? Chris Houston? Wow. This team went 3-13. That's a bit surprising. I think this team's pretty good. Donovan Darius, Eric Coleman. Secondary might be something we want to address first, and cornerback is literally the weakest position in this draft. This roster going 3-13 is a shock to me. Jason Elam at kicker. Michael Kanan at punter. We got a first rounder. We got a fifth from the Colts. We're missing a 7 this year, so our day 3 is a little light, but we're not making our team in the 7th round anyway. Yeah, defensive tackle is where this draft is super strong. So if we want to draft defensive tackle early, I think we're perfectly set up to do that. Yeah, I would have to agree, Andrew. Maybe the reason this team went 3-13 was just a young, struggling Matt Ryan. Certainly his stats were horrible. I mean, I look at his learning, his potential, and his overall and think everything would be fine, but it wasn't in year 1 for whatever reason. What's the contract like, by the way? This is before slotted contracts. All right, some decent cap numbers there. Got some incentives here for Pro Bowl yards and touchdowns. I think the roster is pretty solid, honestly. Secondary, defensive line. I think this is going to be a defensive draft for me. We'll have to check out our coaching staff as well. Mel Tucker fired? Alright, I think that we are losing some staff members here. I want to say that Mel Tucker... Oh, he's of the Browns. It's giving me all this league news. This is Black Monday here, the day where all the coaches tend to get fired. Some are retiring. All right, let's take a look at our staff status here. Right now, we're doing okay with Harley Jean-Charles. For offensive coordinator, Mike Mularkey. 25 overall skill level. I can't see his coaching tree from here. Emmett Thomas, 95 skill level. That seems pretty good. Although our defense last year wasn't ranked all that well. Our rush defense was pretty weak. Go to develop staff, that's right. They just remade Tecmo Bowl and added franchise mode. I'll have to look into that. I think someone might have showed me that a little bit ago. Mike Mularkey. One of the things here is you want to take a look at their caps here. And so Mike Mularkey can go up to like level 3 performance, level 2 play calling. If you can do better, I feel that you should. Mularkey doesn't really have a lot of ratings or skills here that go up high besides developing tight end. So if we want to make this Desmond Clark's team, he's the perfect offensive coordinator. We'll probably fire him. At defensive coordinator, of course, Emmett Thomas. And a lot of these are very good. Now, the performance is only at 3, but I like where these are at. And if he's a 95 skill level, I don't really want to fire him. How about special skills? Not many of those. Those are all pretty available. It's called Retro Bowl. What's it on? It's an app? Is it not on like a system? Is it just on like the phone? I'll be good with level 3 performance. Okay. Special teams coordinator, Keith Armstrong. Wow, a lot of these are awesome. Kicker and punter, of course. All right, I think we're good with him. Gerald Brown, 5 overall. Ooh. Pretty low. We can upgrade a couple things with 4.6K, but I'm not exactly sure if position coaches are typically having these lower caps or not. Terry Robisky has better options here on the skill tree. Our defensive line coach. Okay, this is a good situation because we're probably going to go D-line early in this offseason. And if we do that, we have a great coach for developing him, it looks like. So Hamilton, of course, stays. Don Ross here, GM. Trade negotiator, contract negotiator, evaluator. Can you evaluate D-line? It's a 3. DBs are a 4, and that's one of the areas I'm really looking at this year. D-line 3 for scouting, or D-line 3, DB 4. I think he's a good GM, or GM for now. Not sure if I get the power to fire the GM. So if I wanted to fire somebody, how do I do it? Maybe it's not here. I can hire and fire everyone? Huh. It'll come up soon? Okay. So that gives us an idea of what we need to do. How about this team roadmap? I want to see more information about my new team here. Okay, this is just the game planning and whatnot. Salary cap status. We're in good shape with the cap. I should be able to spend some money here in 2008. Although 2009, that looks a little problematic. Next year they have penalties. That's the main reason. All right. We have money to spend, it says. How about this season recap? Things went down. Oh, 2 at the very end. Not bad. I got up to 3. I wanted to check just age quick here. I want to make sure we're not relying on too many older veterans at key spots. So 25 at left guard, 27, 33 for Keith Brooking, 23 for Sam Baker, 27 for Roddy White, 26 for Michael Turner. Jamal Anderson's 22. Okay. I don't think it's too bad, especially if we can develop Harry Douglas in this. And I think there's one move I want to make. For the Dolphins, we didn't have many success stories last year, but I'm interested in maybe acquiring Tab Perry. We had 500 yards with him on an atrocious offense, and he would actually know our offense after getting that development for the year. Just as a backup caliber wide receiver, I signed him to a cheap contract with Miami. I'd like to trade for Tab Perry. I think that'd be a cool move for us to make, just for some depth. All right, so I think we can begin to speed things up as Lane Kiffin has been fired. I was doing some scouting, of course, with Miami, and now everything is a little bit different now that we're with Atlanta. But I keep the same scouting progress. No longer interested, though, in these quarterbacks. Not sure receivers an early need for us. I'm thinking D-tackle. Hopefully this offseason gives me a chance to learn more about these defensive players, because I put so much of our resources into offense. Kane O'Mac, here comes the money. Thank you, DJ South, for the super chat. Much appreciated for all the super chats that have come in so far. Overall is based on team philosophy and scheme fit, not actual talent. It's like out of the park. The overall are basically cosmetic stats. Okay, basically cosmetic stats matter more. That's a good point. The team philosophy, I haven't done a ton with that yet. But if we go into that menu, what are the videos for tomorrow? Miss the member stream? Tomorrow, I plan to edit this for a video on the second channel. And then for the main channel, I might be able to get an additional Broncos video up. I think since you change teams, you won't get the chance to change coaching staff this year. Give up no control. Yeah, I would like to make sure I control all these things. I don't want it done for me. Now, how does this exactly work? Because is this like logic for if you simulate the draft? I thought this was kind of weird. Field general quarterback. Yeah, balanced halfback's fine. Although I these days I kind of lean to more speedy backs. I kind of like what San Francisco does. Like, forget just having backs that do a bunch of different things. Just get a bunch of fast guys who can also catch the football. Overall, at wide receiver, I'm always more looking at route runners. Just get open. At tight end, I like balanced tight ends. I like guys who can do a little bit of everything. For offensive line, size, strength, Mauler at guard. Yeah, I'm cool with that. For center, zone blocking center. Okay. For tackle, I prefer pass blockers at tackle. D-line, prototype, one gap penetrator. I have to say that's my focus at D tackle. And for defensive end, I'm okay going balanced. For outside linebacker, definitely more coverage focused. For middle linebacker, balanced. For DBs, man coverage or ball hawk corner. Yeah. Center fielder, free safety. What are the defensive, or the zone options here? I think I'm best just going man coverage, ball hawk. My kicker and punter philosophy. Accuracy. All right, so there's a little bit of that customization. We're still going through the playoffs here, of course. Develop staff. Now, I'm not sure if these are all going to be the staff members we have going into the next season. I haven't had the chance yet to do any hiring or firing. I think with Harley Jean-Charles, I wanted to get this level 4 performance. What do you think? Should I go level 4 performance or try to work on something else? Because a lot of these things are, of course, very low. I have no quarterback coach. Oh yeah, that is missing. Same with DB coach. Yeah, let me save my game quick. Yeah. We'll slow it down for a moment. What is my GM's XP and potential? I'll have to check. But I wanted to keep our GM because his strengths fit what I wanted to do this year. Thoughts on Xavier Rhodes to the Colts? As long as you're not having him do a lot of covering, deep downfield. I think he'll be fine. He just wasn't able to keep up anymore past couple of years, especially this last season. You got to keep him around the line of scrimmage. He's still a good tackler. He's still physical. But the further down the field you're asking him to work, the worse you're going to be. So if you're calling a lot of like cover 2 and he doesn't have to always carry these receivers down the field, then, you know, he's got a chance to add some quality years onto the back end of his career, I think. Oh yeah, I think we have the new background here in Atlanta. What stadium is this? Must be the Georgia Dome. Is that thing still standing? John Gruden has left? Wow. John Gruden has quit on the Bucs. He just quit. He didn't get fired. He didn't retire. He just quit on Tampa. Time to do Monday Night Football for a decade, I guess. Oh, they demoed it? After he won Coach of the Year, yes, he just quit. Nothing left to accomplish. I guess he must have quit after being knocked out of the postseason. This is the year he got fired IRL. Perfect. Quitting, though, that's pretty wild. Develop staff has popped up again. Still no quarterback coach. Are there tight ends coaches in this game, or is it all controlled by wide receiver? O-line, linebacker, D-line. All right, that's all the same. Staff cards, what's that? Oh, gotcha. For our GM, one of the worst trade negotiators. Not the worst, but close to it for contract negotiation. Is more of an evaluation-based GM, not a money manager. I know it was asked about like his potential or whatever. Like, where can I see how they describe that? He's a mid-major school insider. All right, staff bidding here. Quarterback coach. Level 5 physical, level 5 intangible. I'm joining. That sounded pretty good. But -6 interest in joining our team. It's time to bid on this staff member. In order to have him join your team, you'll have to give up some control. Keep an eye on his interest in the middle of the screen. By giving up control, you can increase his overall interest in joining your team. If you offer him control over philosophies and he joins your team, these philosophies will be locked until he leaves the organization. Wow. That's cool. I gotta turn my fan on. Right back. It's getting hot in here. I don't know what I was thinking, not keeping that on from the get-go. No, the chair is already gone. All right, so this is very, very interesting on how you bid for coaches. Basically giving them control over certain parts of the team. I love the sound of that. It's amazing after playing Madden for almost 20 years and not really being super familiar with this game, and just to see this as an option, it's like a whole different world. It is a different world. Okay, so when it comes to what we're willing to give up, okay, we're down to 2 teams here. Carolina's leading. We could increase interest. We'd have to probably go with multiple, or we can scroll, and most of those are just 1%. Lock, philosophy, quarterback. That's not really describing a lot to me. Oh, you can't see the bottom left? Sorry. You think his performance is capped at level 2? Well, if it's a level 2 performance, I'd want a little bit more. We're trying to develop Matt Ryan, keep in mind. So, there should be other chances, I would imagine. So, let's lose this one on purpose. Dan Tunney. What do we know about him? Physical development, level 1. So his overall developments are a lot lower. I would like a more established quarterback coach if possible. Don Maraldi. Level 5 intangibles, 3 physical, 4 learning. That sounds pretty good. His skill level is pretty low, so some things might not be great. Let's see if we can lock philosophy. What does that mean exactly? Quarterback game health status. Roster minimum? I'm fine with that. What else can we do here? Practice fatigue status. That ties us with Chicago. Let's go practice health status. You are locked to his preference for quarterback. I'm not really sure what exactly that means. This is a little confusing for me right now. I know that it's locking those until he leaves. I just thought it would share kind of his preferences. We're hiring Don Maraldi as our quarterback's coach. I would like to immediately see if I made a good choice. It's in your player preference? Okay. Right off the bat, we see physical development's at 3. Performance is a 1. That's not very good. That's bad. Learning development is good. The intangible development is fine. But performance is just a 1. He'll be okay for 1 season. Yeah, I mean, there's the head coach, there's the offensive coordinator, there's a few different coaches they report to. So if I have my quarterback's coach at least good for like learning and development, that seems like it would be at least a decent short-term option. Like position coaches aren't always there forever. And someone said that usually your best options are the first one that are offered, but that was the 3rd coach that came up. So who's to say I would get another good option later just because I would stay available. All right, we'll see what else comes up here. We are going through the conference championship weekend now. Bring back Todd Bowles for DB coach. I'd love to sign Todd Bowles if he's available, but he's with Miami, unless he's not. Yeah, Stefanski was in Minnesota forever. Hopefully Andre Patterson stays there forever. Just bought this game on eBay. I hope you have fun, Sawyer. Hopefully you can learn from some of my mistakes. There are certainly some issues you can find yourself in. I think your message went through twice, Sawyer. Thank you for the super chats. Trade Matt Ryan for Chad Henne. Absolutely not. What's my new quarterback philosophy? I suppose... Let me go to my team philosophy. So because of the coach that we selected, we now prefer strong arm / tools quarterback. I think that would fit Matt Ryan well. He's kind of a prototypical pocket passer. Has the arm strength, the height. Looks like they'll practice at heavy fatigue and at low health. So he's not afraid to play quarterbacks who are not 100% in practice. I gave up practice because I didn't think it was quite as important as giving up the game situations. I could live with that. And we have to have at least 3 on the roster, which is okay. So I wonder if the overall for Ryan changed at all. It's set 82. I want to say it was at 85 earlier. I'm not really worried about it. I'm mostly just concerned about like accuracy, which is already 82. His awareness is 77. And his learning's very high, so I imagine he can develop pretty fast. It might give me an idea if I check out the progression tab here. And... okay, I guess a lot of this is already at the cap, I think, for this year. We'll have to check on it next year. What do they say here about team needs? Tight end 1 is considered the top need, then right guard 1. Quarterback 2, there's no way I address that like it's the 3rd greatest need. When I looked at the roster, I felt like defensive tackle and secondary were the biggest areas to improve. And obviously the top of the draft is strong for D-line, so that's what I'm kind of thinking of right now. I'll worry about coach development after the moves are made. Get Tony Gonzalez, that'd be great. All right, we're trying to get a defensive backs coach now. Ward Black, 68. Good physical, intangibles, and learning. All right. Now, we were talking about Todd Bowles earlier. Miami was in this, which means Todd Bowles should be available. They wouldn't sign a DB coach if they already had Todd Bowles, so perhaps I can just get out. And maybe Bowles will come up next. Perhaps it's a risk to wait. Let's see if Bowles comes up. Not for the first 3 tries. Come on, where's Todd Bowles? Not here yet. If this doesn't work, we might not have a very good DB coach this year. He retired? Oh, wow. I didn't notice that. In that case, might really be messing this up. And yeah, I guess he could have been promoted to defensive coordinator. I didn't consider that. So what do we do now? George Edwards. I at least know who he is. He was Vikings defensive coordinator with Mike Zimmer for a while, and previously, I think DB coach with Miami. We just won right off the bat. Okay. Do we hire George Edwards? Or do we not? What does chat think right now? The chat so far is saying yes. We are hiring George Edwards. Staff recap. I think those were the only coaches we had bring in. Oh, this is a great screen here. That's going on the thumbnail. Harley Jean-Charles hired. Mike Smith fired. Just in case this is still recording my webcam for the recording, let me turn this off quick, because I need that for the thumbnail. So Emmett Thomas was promoted to defensive coordinator. Don Maraldi replaces Bill Musgrave. Oh my, Musgrave. Wow. Yeah, he would not have been our quarterback coach, that's for sure. Well, maybe he can be a QB coach, but not offensive coordinator, certainly not play caller. Chris says, draft Zion. I'll try. Thank you for the super chat. George Edwards. Previous status unfilled. Did we just not have a DB coach last year? Or was Emmett Thomas the DB coach? And therefore, that's probably it. Super Bowl bye week. Bobby Ingram has retired. Yeah, I wonder who replaces Harley Jean-Charles with the Miami Dolphins. Let's check out their staff. Nick Saban. Kane, you're my favorite YouTuber. Thank you, Nick Saban. How's recruiting going? All right, let's go to Dolphins here. They hired Alex Gibbs as their head coach. They had to get a new wide receivers coach, a new offensive line coach. And because Todd Bowles retired, they go Gerald Smith. A lot of new coaches and a new GM. I guess the Lions hired the Dolphins GM. Go for it. Yep, I plan on going through the entire offseason. And for those of you that are unaware, I've been streaming these here. And we've been, hanging out for a few hours playing head coach. But then I've been editing these down to shorter videos for the second channel. So if you ever missed anything and you don't want to watch, hours worth of content, you can go to my second channel, youtube.com/MrHurricaneLP, and the episodes are a lot shorter there, about 30-40 minutes, depending on how much action there is. All right. Overall, I like where this team is at going into my first year with Atlanta. And pretty soon, I think we'll get the combine is probably one of the first things. If the timeline is super real, I'm guessing the first thing is like the Shrine Bowl or the Senior Bowl or some sort of equivalent in the game. I think Senior Bowl is like 2 weeks after the Super Bowl. Just the Senior Bowl? That works for me. I got my notebook in front of me because I'm sure I'll have to take notes at some point. Johnny Paycheck was fired. Poor Johnny Paycheck. To my knowledge, I believe you faced the AFC East this year. I hope we face Miami. It's never too soon to start a draft Excel spreadsheet. I won't be quite that organized. Been there, done that, though, for sure. I still have some of them from the Panthers series. I had a color-coded Excel chart. for the Panthers series. I did. There was a lot more to scouting, though, in, like, those Maddens, because at least you were scouting individual ratings. You could get more than 3 ratings worth of information. So I had to develop a system, because there was no draft board in Madden, to rank. Yeah, I saw that a few times. The more I scout a player, the more the CPU will target them, which seems like a very backward system. Not sure why they implemented it quite like that. Thank you, Big Smoke. It seems to be like 800 viewers, and all of a sudden the bots come through. Because we didn't get any the last time. But now we got a few more views here. Everybody loves the off season. It's just a fact of life. Everybody loves the off season. Do a coordinator series in NCAA. We talked about that today in the members stream. I'd love to do a quarterback carousel stream series. Or quarterback carousel? My series end up being that, but more of a coach carousel, really. Yeah, it is a bit of a tell if, you know, a team has, you know, invited a player to the top 30 event and whatnot. You can, you know, garner an idea of what other players teams are interested in. Oh yeah, Sean, I'd love to see a game like this return. Even something like Out of the Park Baseball or Football Manager. Because really, this isn't about the gameplay. It's about the control and the living universe. Cut dead weight. So right now it says we need to cut Rashad Moore. How about releasing this player, coach? 68 overall, 29 years old. Cut this player. Our approval changed? It didn't change. The GM went up by 1, I guess. I've never played Football Manager myself. I don't think that for me getting into soccer, that Football Manager would be the best first step for me. I think I'd have to think FIFA is the best first step for someone like me. Like, for someone getting into Madden or football, I wouldn't say go to NFL head coach. I would say play Madden. And not that mode they pop up all the advertisements for. Like, going to play now for a little bit. Tutorial clipboard. Why am I on a different team? They fired me after a win. Do some type of soccer. Careful what you ask for. I'm telling you, the next soccer game I play, I'll be right back. I'm back. I have returned. I leave and chairs go up. Or, chairs go up. Views go up. What's up with that? This is probably going to be backwards because I have to mirror my camera. Otherwise, I'd be looking this way when I'm looking at the gameplay on stream, which would look awkward. FIFA Street. When are we playing this game? Came out early 2012, I want to say. FIFA Street. Although I know that there's that new mode in FIFA 20. Is it basically FIFA Street? How good is it? How good is that mode? What's it called again? Let's start with a V. I think. In FIFA. Volta, yes. How does that compare to FIFA Street? It's not good. Sean, thank you for the super chat. By the way, you're the first streamer I've ever donated to. Have a good day. Gotta play MLB The Show. Yeah, I haven't done much on the show myself. I've been playing head coach since like the day after it came out. FIFA Street's better. Okay. I played the demo for FIFA Street. I'm like, this game is incredible. And 8 years later, I haven't played it yet. What's going on, Cameron? Glad you're here. All right, let's return to action here. The coach clipboard delivers every action item to you. It also serves as your interface for any screen you'd need. I have used the coach clipboard. Okay, that's not actually teaching me something right now. They want me to cut Joe Horn now. At age 37. Yes, because we need to trade for Tab Perry, who knows my offense at least a little bit. How is the new mode in FIFA bad? Like, to make a fun street mode, you almost have to try to screw it up. Like, by default, by design, it's just supposed to work like a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's just supposed to work. Why isn't it good? $57 approval. Proud of you, Kane. I'm proud of myself right now. Draft preview. We're not skipping that. We've seen this before. I want to write down some of the sleepers, though. Karan, thank you for the super chat. FIFA 20 sucks and Football Manager is too difficult from the UK. I'll play Pez. Problem solved. Am I using the Falcons playbook or keeping the one from the Dolphins? I don't know exactly how that works, because I'm okay just keeping their playbook. I don't really need mine right now. I'll learn how to be a coach without developing my own offense if I can. I kind of regret building my offense. I'd rather start with an offense and maybe build some plays. We do have Desmond Clark. The Super Bowl could be just around the corner. Well, I call it Pez because that's what Matt 10 calls it. Pro Evolution Soccer. Thanks for being here, Alex. I like Ebron going to the Steelers, Dylan. A lot of Steelers fans have asked me about that. I thought it was a solid signing for solid money. Any word on a new version of this game? Ain't happening. Alright. Alright. Sleeper? You think I'm skipping running back? Whose channel do you think this is? Big school, though, so he's probably going to go early. Isn't that kind of how it goes in this game? PES, not Pez. PES. Pro Evolution Soccer. PES. Connor, thank you for the super chat. FIFA 20. 1, FIFA 20 is good. 2, drink a White Claw for me. I stick to my good old H2O. Pez isn't just the type of candy dispenser. It is the candy dispenser. Worldwide known, I'm pretty sure. Tight end sleeper. Jay Brandt. D-line. Okay, we already know about Drexler. At D tackle, H. Cable. Valdosta State. Who went to Valdosta State, everybody? I'll give you a hint. Broncos franchise. I see it. Some of you know. Marion Peppers, Valdosta State. Not Starkey. Where did Starkey go? Yale. Yeah, Miles Starkey was Yale. Cut Chris Redman. I'll bring in my own developmental quarterback. Thank you very much. Our approval's just going up from here. This is amazing. I love the Falcons. I feel a lot more appreciated here with this organization. Hey, did anybody see down below on the ticker who was released? Slow it down for a minute here. Is there a way to check out free agents? Vince Wilfork was released. Favorite offensive line prospect in the 2020 draft. Thank you for the super chat, Drew. I'd have to say Jedrick Wills. So far. I need to get Vince Wilfork on this team. Free agent preview is where I do it. Vince Wilfork, 27 years old, 81 overall, unrestricted free agent. What do we got for ratings here? .98 power moves. Wow, they actually use like the full 1 through 100 scale, I guess. 35 finesse move. Madden's getting better at that. Now, like, you have players in the 50s and 40s and 60s. But I still think some of the skills don't go low enough for certain players. What is Kane worse at? Head coach or 2K? Definitely 2K. Definitely 2K. Let's see, last year, we're talking 5 sacks, a career high for Big Vince. 18 tackles for loss. 3 passes deflected. 1 forced fumble. I didn't watch the Vikings when 98 happened. I was lucky enough to not start watching until a couple years later. Although I wish I got to enjoy Moss's rookie year live. But at that time, I was 6. I don't know why they cut him, honestly. The Patriots always have weird moves, so best not to question it too much. We have important dates here, everybody. Get your calendars out. The offseason begins on the 12th. That was yesterday. The Combine is in a week. The franchise tag deadline in 10 days after that. Restricted free agent tenders. Oh my. This is a different game. Free agency begins. Then we have pro days. The restricted free agent right of refusal deadline. And then the main event, the NFL draft. Beautiful. The Senior All-Star game is on the 14th. Why is it showing down below so far? It's in 2 days. They hardly warned me. What is your first Vikings heartbreak experience? Well, 41 Donut was the first, like, this is Minnesota sports experience for me. First heartbreak? You can't really have your heart broken 41 Donut. That's just start to finish demoralizing, but heartbreaking needs to be summed up with a defining moment. And for me, the first time was probably Josh McCown, Nathan Poole. Stupid push-out rule, man. Of course, they change rules after they screw the Vikings, but whatever. That's besides the point. Not salty. Who do I think the Pats' next quarterback will be? I have no idea. Because I don't think it's going to be Jarrett Stidham. I think it should be Cam. I think they could consider trading for Jacoby Brissett. But I have no idea. Did I miss something for firing staff? Whoops. I love to see him get Cam. The draft board allows you to set the rank of the players for the upcoming draft. Press X on a player to move them up or down the board. So I can move players individually here on the position board, a lot like in Madden. So I didn't fully scout D tackles. I was kind of 1 week away from doing that. Like I said, most of my stuff was spent on quarterbacks very early. Oh, the Antonio Freeman catch? That was Monday Night Football, and I fell asleep. And then, like, the next day, I was trying to tell everybody, no, he was touchdown. And then, like, years later, you know, I watched a clip. You know, Chris Dishman never touches him. Never. I was asleep for that one, thankfully. I was also asleep that Monday night win, they beat the Saints. I think Antoine Winfield had a touchdown. I think Reggie Bush took a punt to the house in that game. I missed that one, though. So I do like Leroy Young quite a bit. Tim White, negative pass rush moves. I have to move him down the board. Speed and pass rush moves. We want that one gap penetrator like we talked about earlier in the philosophies. The Rams released Marshall Faulk in here? Are you kidding me? I'm probably not going to sign him. We have an expensive deal right now from Michael Turner. Motor and strength. Let's go back to the top here. Speed and size. I kind of like when they talk about the moves, though, in the very beginning. I think I want to go Leroy Young here at top. Speed, pass, rush moves. Who do we like more, Baldwin or Leroy Young? Pass rushing potential. Speed, pass rush moves. So far, everyone's saying Young. Okay. Check Cable. Yep, Herman Cable was the sleeper in this class. Good size and power. Let's upgrade him. Over Clifton Demps. Speed upside play rec. I think I'm just going to drop Tim White way down the board. How many players do I even have scouted right now? Like, I have quarterbacks. Those aren't important right now. Okay, we have grades, even though most of these players are like 6% scouted. Let's see, at cornerback, the sleeper was Bullock from Tuskegee. Sly, thank you for the super chat. What are your predictions for how the Buccaneers season goes? Super Bowl contenders are not even first in their division. I think the South is going to be really tough because I think that the Falcons should be better. The Bucs should be better. And I think the Saints, you know, I really wonder, like, Drew Brees' arm late in the season wasn't his best. He wasn't at his best throwing down the field. But the Saints roster is the most impressive in that division by far. So I still think it's going to be tough for Brady and the Bucs to do a lot because there's still a ton to fix on that defense. And the South, I think, is going to be more of a gauntlet this year. I must have missed him. Need to get more scouting opportunities. Corey Bullock. Okay, we have a 93 grade here. Haven't scouted him much, so it'd just be guessing at this point. Tutorial on the franchise tag. Franchise tagging a player is the easiest way to keep them around for one more year. You'll sign them to an expensive one-year deal, though. I can't imagine I'll be spending my franchise tag. I'll have to see whose deals are up. The first scouting you'll do in the offseason is scouting the Senior All-Star Game. Choose players at each position to scout. So you get scouting choices, the number of players you can scout, you can add and remove players. Scouting at the All-Star Game unlocks intangible attributes like awareness and catching. I don't think I'll use the tag. The Buccaneers franchise tag Rondé Barber. Alan Faneca. By the way, is there a quick way to see who won the Super Bowl? I just wanted to know that. Let's go to the news. Oh, I guess not going to give me any information there. Bucs went 15-1 and John Gruden quit. That's pretty good news for us, at least. Wow, this division's tough. Cowboys won it? Okay. The chat doesn't miss anything. That's another reason why I like to stream these kinds of things. Because I didn't even see that Todd Bowles retired until everybody said it. So, our highest overall player, Donovan Darius, not going to be franchise tagging him or anybody here. You could consider it on our fullback, but I don't think I should. No tag. All right, new season goals. What do we have here? Acquire a strong safety with an overall of at least 85. Acquire a defensive tackle with a rating of at least 85. Same for tight end. Huh. I don't think Vince Wilfork was 85. I believe he was 82. But if I don't do these, then we lose GM score. Best and worst Super Bowl? The worst was that Patriots-Rams game. The best that I've seen? The Patriots-Eagles one was really good. I loved the Ravens-Giants Super Bowl. That was either 34 or 36, I think. Just because the Giants knocked out the Vikings, and I enjoyed every second of that Super Bowl. Yeah, Cardinals Steelers, I don't remember well enough besides Holmes' catch. I also really enjoyed watching the Seahawks-Broncos Super Bowl because it's supposed to be this amazing offense against this amazing defense, and only one of those showed up that day. That was fun, not from like it was a great game, but it was an amazing experience to watch that game. Pats and Seahawks, yep, that was a great Super Bowl. So I have 2 quarterbacks here to scout, and we're looking for more of a backup quarterback. So Chris Essex. Do we have any idea of where he may go? Who should we scout here? 95 overall is what it's saying here, so maybe I want to go a bit lower because I'm thinking like a day 3 quarterback. Maybe we can scout Chris Burke from Rutgers. Below average arm, never mind. We know a lot about Derek Hayward. Above average arm, good size and touch. Okay, his positives are an above average arm. His negative is a below average arm. What's the truth? What do I do with that information? Give me something to work with here. I'm guessing that most of these quarterbacks that I would want to scout are going to go super early, so I should probably just not even worry about it. We have Joey Harrington, so I don't really need a backup quarterback that bad right now. Do they have any sort of other information for me here? Just the positives and negatives for now, and the few I have unlocked. You know what? I want to know more about Derek Hayward. I am at least intrigued at this point. Huford, thank you for the super chat. What do you think about the move the Raiders made, and if they make the playoffs? What move you talking about? I know they got Marcus Mariota. I know they got Nelson Aguilar. I think that's a solid signing for them. What else have the Raiders done? Right now, I don't think of them as a playoff team. I just don't think either side of the football is strong enough yet. They got Jason Witten. That was like the random signing, the most random signing. He's a career Cowboy, and all of a sudden, he gets like $4 million to go to the Raiders. Like, where did that come from? The move was to Las Vegas. Oh, that move? I mean, I don't really think much of them moving to a different city. I just think they're still kind of a mediocre team. Favorite Super Bowl host city? That's a great question. Favorite Super Bowl host city? Not that I go to the Super Bowl or have been to most of these cities. So, as a good guess, Tampa Bay. Yeah, let's go Tampa. They got the boat at Raymond James, or whatever they're calling the stadium these days. Sup, Kane? How was the Steelers offseason? Thank you for the super chat, Jamie. Have the Steelers done a whole lot other than signing Eric Ebron? All right, I'm just going to... Let's go... I don't want to spend too much more time on this. Corey Hickson. Hard Rock Stadium. Steelers got Derek Watt. Yeah, they got the Watt reunion there. Samuel, thank you for the super chat. You do great work during these trying times. Trying to do my best just to help everybody have a good time here. I know that with everything going on, it is a very strange, scary, and uncertain time. So I'm happy to stream with all of you right now. Okay. 83 overall. Vikings versus Falcons. Gary Anderson. I wasn't a Viking fan at that time. I didn't watch football yet. But it was a very Vikings event to occur. That's for sure. So they want us to move on here from Todd Weiner. We'll be taking a hit in overall. Do we overrule him and say no? Or do we play someone like Terrence Pennington, who's 7 years younger? Make that 8 years younger. What's his learning? He's not even signed, by the way. I think we need to probably keep him until we have some more certainty. I don't think that makes sense. Of course I remember Joe Webb. I was so excited when they drafted him. You know how many times I've watched Joe Webb's box jump video? Yeah, the staff had a loss of approval here. GM had an approval change in -5, but I didn't think that was a smart move. All right, this is where the fun actually begins. We've been working toward this very moment, scouting the Senior Bowl running backs. Here we are. Vonnie Mendenhall. Now, the sleeper is supposed to be down here, I think. If I'm reading my own handwriting properly. Maybe he's not a senior. This is the senior all-star game, so we have to scout other players. What do we know about Stephen Reek? NFL comparison, Brandon Jacobs. Power, acceleration, stiff arm. Very interested. Kareem Pryor compared to Derek Ward. I like Derek Ward. Elusiveness, ball security, and durability. Lower power and learning and small school. I like both of these so far. Let's see if there's anybody else that, whoops, I think I put the wrong player on there. Kareem Pryor, Stephen Reek. What about Jamichael Hopkins, who's a fullback? Good conditioning and impact blocking. I wish it showed college stats. That'd be cool. Oops, did I do it properly? I have to reselect them. Oh, I get to scout 4? I thought it was just the 2. Okay, who else should we scout then? I didn't know I could scout 4 running backs. This is incredible. But I don't really know anything about any of these running backs. Tracy Still. Also compared to Derek Ward. Let's go Amon Cave here from Clemson. Those are the 4 running backs we'll scout. All right, receivers and tight ends now for the All-Star game. Wide receivers and tight ends. I think tight ends are the greater need for us. Route running and hands. I want to know more about Joshua Brandt. Everson Jacobs Football IQ and route running. I can scout 4. Size, acceleration, attitude. Size, quickness, and attitude. Spin move, jumping, juke. His spin move and juke is good, but his return ability and break tackle are low. Not a fan of that combination. Mason Penn, youth. Very young and has good run block footwork. My approval went down. Once we start winning, they'll love me. All right, let me go back to the top here for some wide receivers. I didn't scout them much either. I feel a receiver is going to be something we target maybe a little bit later. Eric Franklin, toughness and upside, but low football IQ and learning. That's not going to be a great combination. Most of these players I have 0 data on. Tristan Kinney compared to Devin Hester. Big playability, agility, and return ability. Wow. Yes. Very interested. LaRon McCoy here. Big playability, elusiveness, and juke. Michael Gaines. A couple times. I'd like to find a receiver perhaps with route running as a plus. Release and acceleration here are pretty good at tight end for Thomas Fisher. Alfred Hasty, durability, spin, and elusive. All right, what are we thinking here, everybody? Mike Stacks, while you play, I'm playing NFL 2K2. I love that game. I went super deep into a franchise on NFL 2K2 and corrupted my save. The Jericho Cotchery comp. Jericho Cotchery had like the quietest 10 touchdown season a few years ago with the Steelers. All right, offensive lineman now. Yes, if you haven't done so already, please leave a like on the stream. We're so close to 1,000 viewers for an NFL head coach 09 offseason. Thank you all for being here. Durability plus, strength down. Goodbye. Experience is a plus. Quickness is low. Yeah, let's go with him. Maturity. Okay, I'm interested there. Strength is up, pass block down. Pass block strength is up. A lot of information here. Good run block strength, durability, and overall strength. But low impact blocking, focus, and run block footwork. Compared to Langston Walker. Strength, toughness, durability. Let's scout him. His negatives are run block, pass block, and football IQ. What do you do with that? There's not a whole lot left. I'm not good at pass blocking. I'm not that good at run blocking. And I have no football IQ. Mean streak. Sign me up. NFL Combine's coming up, everybody. It's a week-long event. We can scout players, and this looks a lot like the All-Star prep we had. But we're not done yet with the Senior All-Stars, and this is where the class is very strong. And I've done a little bit of scouting here already. Good size, good power, bad technique, small school. Herman Cable's supposed to be one of the sleepers here. So maybe we keep that information, say it's enough for now. I'm guessing a lot of the really good defensive tackles were underclassmen, so they're not available here. What about Clifton Demps compared to Cullen Jenkins? Speed, upside, play rec, low strength, tackle, football IQ. Daquan Holiday, good motor and strength. Let's scout him. I can scout 4. Pass rush moves. Let's scout Chris Cody. Quickness, strength, durability. Durability, power moves, strength. Hit power, tackle, football IQ. Let's scout him. And let's go back up the overalls a little bit here. I want to get some more information on different overall tiers here. Patriots cut another player. They're just cutting everybody, I guess. Keith Bullock's been released. Jeez. All right, linebackers now. Victor Torrance. Scott Edwards, tackling and play recognition, yes. Tackle, play rec, football IQ, doesn't have great coverage or agility or hit power. Learning and play rec. Okay, I'm interested enough. I want players that can develop. Dan Guy, pursuit, quickness. All right, 85 and 34 so far. Let's try somebody here in the 60s. Hit power and conditioning are good, but low strength and block shed. Let's go for Grant Randolph here, try to get more information on him. Maybe one more here in this middle tier. All right, production's a 56 grade. And the secondary is going to be a pretty key one. I wonder if they split up safeties and corners or if they're combined. Don't think I want to do any staff developments yet. I'll wait until preseason. All right, defensive backs get one group. We could use impact players at either spot. I don't know much about the best, so I think I want to, right now, at least focus on some of the top tier at this position. Man coverage, tackle and football IQ, so kind of a hybrid safety. Jerome Bartell, Brandon Drew, Corey Bullock. He was definitely a sleeper. I want to know a little more information. Reigns was the safety sleeper if he's here. Sandrick Reigns. Hands, upside, zone coverage. Low learning. I'll scout him. If I'm going to take a player that has low learning, I feel I have to have a really good feeling, and I shouldn't just go off a couple pieces of information. Hit power, acceleration, agility. Box safety. Let's split it up. 2 corners, 2 safeties. Let's scout Kareem Leslie. And Jamel McNeil. Oh, I got 2 more. I can do a lot. Just because it's a negative doesn't mean it's a low rating. That's why you scout. Getting a lot of like just physical traits here for the pluses. Marco Dawkins. Maturity, learning and pursuit. Yes. Learning as a plus is something I'm focused on right now. Maybe as I get more experience, I'll figure out other things I want to prioritize. Experience, upside, conditioning. All right, I want to scout another high-rated corner then, just because I feel that's one of those spots we have to get a lot better. Let's go Brandon Drew here, number 1 rated. High learning usually means high floor. That's what I'm kind of thinking anyway. All right, kickers and punters. Best kicker, best punter. Let's move on. Patriots cut Jarvis Green. Every time I look down, Patriots are cutting somebody. Oh, Joe Horn retired after 13 years in the NFL. No, I'm not going to get through preseason in this. This is already taking a lot of time, and I haven't even gotten to free agency or the draft yet. So, preseason will be next time. All right, we have some scouting results, everybody. And we did a lot of different scouting here. We did all the position groups. So I know that secondary was one spot we looked at just lately. DeMario Waddell was one of the players that Schefter talked about as a corner. We haven't scouted him yet. I definitely want to. Is this worth checking out yet? Or has anything been updated? 39%. Do we have... Okay, Senior Bowl scouting. That's available now. Sandrick Reigns, 55 awareness, 77 man, 84 zone, 66 play rec. Now, I don't think those will exactly be his ratings when he's drafted, but if it's a good benchmark, those ratings seem pretty good. Yeah, tags are often used on kickers because they don't have a high salary, so the tag for them is usually, you know, like 3-4 million. Plus zone coverage, hands and upside. Sandrick Reigns looks like a pretty good player. I think it might show... I don't know. I'm guessing PRE is press. Maybe because I was thinking, like, was there always a press rating in the game? Maybe release was just the universal rating for defensive backs and receivers. I think I'll wait until I have all the data here. Like, it's interesting to see what I learn here from the Senior Bowl or the Senior All-Star game, but I'm about to get more data anyway. I'd rather scout complete data. PRE is play rec? Then what's PRC? Rondé Barber is very upset after being franchise tagged. All right, offensive lineman workouts. Here are the results from the combine test. These results are used to determine the physical abilities of players in the draft. All right. Ball speed. Wow. Ball speed. So what do we want to look at here? We can't even go into player profiles from here. It's just showing off names and this basic data, but I'm guessing it's just updated in their player profile, so that's all useful there for comparison. Joe Schobert to the Jaguars. PRC is press coverage. Okay, that makes sense. The workouts don't always translate to ratings. It's a bug. Okay. So I can probably skip past this for now. It's back. Oh. Now I can actually choose which offensive lineman I wanted to further scout. Okay. Now I have a lot more data to go through, I guess. But it appears to matter when I did my scouting. Regular season scouting details. So now I have a higher percentage scouted, but I never scouted him much during the season, so I'm guessing I don't get that data, but I do get the combine data. Looks like the run blocking strength and pass block strength here is pretty good. 6'3", 317, 24 years old. Let's see, 66 here is a high percentage. Good size, run block, and mean streak, but negatives for footwork, pass block, and attitude. 90 strength here based on the combine workout. Good run block strength, but not great pass block strength. So I need to find players I want more information on. I'm guessing the percentages are so high because the combine data takes up a lot of that. Regular season unlocks traits. Senior Bowl unlocks another block. Combine unlocks more. Yeah, okay. Starting to understand how that all comes together. Scouting them will unlock personality types and other scouting information. Okay. Let me go to our roster quick and figure out where all the greatest needs were. Or where we need to work on getting younger. We have Sam Baker at left tackle. 86 overall. Good learning. Good potential. Left guard is Justin Blaylock, who's also young. John Dornbos. Long snapper? 6 foot 250. Is he really an 84 overall center? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was the magician. Some of these ratings are not great. The run block's a little bit low, but the footwork and strength are fine. 55 awareness, 75 strength. I could still look at center. Right guard. Might be a need. D'Anthony Batiste. Learning's low. Potential, not great. Okay. And at right tackle. Where'd he go? Did he retire? Did Todd Weiner retire? Because if so, right tackle just became a pretty key need for us. I would play Pennington over McCoy. I think looking at the ratings, there's a greater gap than just 2 overall points, the way I'm looking at it. Please don't spam Walter Jones. I know he's a Hall of Famer, he's amazing, but I'm not just trying to go out here and make a million trades. I can look for Walter Jones comps, but I think that if center is something I'm uneasy about, let's scout Franklin McLemore here. At right tackle, size, run block, mean streak, good run blocker. Is there anything weird in this game about moving players from like left tackle to right tackle or anything? I want to know more about Bradley Cage. I can only play, take 3 players here. Draft Dahl, he's a stud. Good pass blocker. Based on that information, mean streak. Yeah, I want more information then. You can move them whenever. He's good. Okay. Yep, I kept all the information I got while scouting at Miami. None of that was lost. It's just now useless to me because it was like all quarterback info. All right, guys. Kickers. No one with a better vertical than 18 inches? Really? None for strengths. None. Alright, let's just go with, is there anything positive here to go with? Who was 37? Combine workouts for quarterback. Essex ran 4.6. Heatley ran 4.62. If you want a quarterback on the bench that has a lot of speed. How about ball speed here? This is really standing out. Lacey. 69 ball speed. And who had 55? Essex. And we're probably not getting Essex. I think Lacey, wasn't he the quarterback from UCLA? Yeah, Essex is going to go early. Okay, Lacey was just Cal. Let's see. Heatley, he probably goes early too, you think? It doesn't really matter. I can scout 2 regardless. Let's go Heatley. Actually, Lacey with the elite arm strength, down accuracy, big playability. Okay, we'll go Heatley here. And then we'll go with a lower rated quarterback. Derek Hayward. Above average arm, size and touch. Throw accuracy 73. $75 for Corey Hickson. Derek Hayward had 73. So if you just want to go with the most accurate quarterback that I've scouted here, let's just go Corey Hickson maybe as the better backup option. All right, tutorial on restricted free agency. This is for players that have been in the NFL 3 years and their contract is expiring. A level 4 tender can get you a first and third round pick. The general manager recommends what tender to use. You'll need to choose a tender for that player. If that player gets an offer from another team, you can choose to let him go and get draft picks or sign him to that offer sheet. All right, I've never gotten to do this before. This is exciting. Not that I'll be doing it quite yet. Combine workouts for running back, everybody. Fastest 40. 5 seconds there. Slowest. Carey ran 4.34. How about, let's look at the 20-yard shuttle times. 4:07 here. That's Carey. So good 40, good short shuttle. He's 242 pounds. Whoa. 5'9", 242, blazing 40. Great short shuttle time. Are you kidding me? Jay Carey. How do we get him on our team? I'm also going to write down Still here. Ran a good 40, had a good vert. Wow, that is wild. We did a lot of scouting earlier on Stephen Reek and Kareem Pryor. Let's see what we know now. So Reek is compared to Brandon Jacobs. Very low ball carrier vision. That would concern me. High trucking, spin, and juke move. Decent speed, though. I'm not sure how important like ball carrier vision is in this game. I know in Madden 20 it's extremely important. Kareem Pryor. Elusiveness is his top skill. Vision's at 58. Elusiveness 81. Just okay speed, though. Not blazing fast or anything. Do we have his combine numbers? Like combine stats? Does it show that? Like his 40 time? Or is it just the workout results? But I was really interested in Jamal Carey from Illinois. I gotta know more. 92 speed, 93 agility, it's saying here. And I don't know much more about him. I haven't scouted him before until now. And then I also had interest in Still. I can scout 4 running backs. So Tracy Still from Akron. 90 speed. Solid athleticism overall there. Only 22 years old. He's durable, has good speed and acceleration. Vision's a bit low. Awareness is extremely low and doesn't have the best moves. Get a quicker running back to back up Turner's power. Yeah, sports fan, I think that's the right approach here. Although I'm not going to be too picky if I find just really good talent. I didn't do a lot of running back scouting, though, so I don't think I have the most information to go off of quite yet. I'm not sure if Tony Gonzalez is a free agent here. I haven't really checked out the free agents much. We're doing so much now before that. One had high learning. At fullback, though. I don't think I'll draft a fullback this year. Unless there was somebody else. Nope. Alright. Let's look at some combine workout numbers then and try to find some more interesting players. Avery Barnes. Don't know much. Let's get to know him a little bit. Dante Maples. I'm okay going with that heavy approach towards the more speedy backs because we already have Michael Turner, Jarius Norwood, so I don't think that it's super important to make sure we cover all our bases at that spot. All right, pass catchers now, everybody. Best 40 time, 428. Hello. 428 has my attention. Pretty good 3-cone as well. Not bad. At 6'3", yes. Wide receiver is not an early need of ours, so I'm more interested in kind of the later round wideouts. And it looks like the speedy wideout Shell is down here somewhere. I must have missed him. Oh, Kenneth Shell is all the way up here. We're going to scout him. I can scout 7. Okay, Blake Walton was also fast. Let's scout him. I should pay attention to the top tight ends as well. Joshua Brandt, good route running in hands. 80 catching here. Run blocking looks a bit low. If that 95 speed is anywhere near accurate, wow. Lee Augustine, size, acceleration, attitude. Not bad here. Let's scout Lee Augustine as well. Some of these combine performances are just off the charts. Dedrick Houston. Don't have a lot of info on him. Oh, Derek McBride, 6'1", 195. Compared to Rashay Caldwell. And let's go to some later flyers, maybe. We talked about Alfred Hasty earlier. Very elusive. Low catching, 83 speed. Not that great. What about Alfred Garrett? Don't have a lot to go off there. Darian Diggs. Agility, juke, and spin. Maybe. Ricky Murphy. 23 years old, 6'2", big playability is one of his top skills. Okay, we're scouting Ricky Murphy. We got one left. Compared to Mushin Muhammad. All right, that's enough to get him on the board there. Man, we are like 2 hours into this, and we're not even to free agency yet. Wow. We are getting to the draft eventually, yeah. Unless something runs really long and I have to continue this tomorrow. I don't know if it'll come to that. I don't really want to stream past like 9:30 or anything, so we'll see what we can do. All right, here are the offensive, the linebackers actually. We'll go through the individual players. RFA decision. And then we have our free agency preview. All right. What do we think here? 74 overall, age 24. Might be a good player to develop for a while. I'm thinking maybe the level 1 tender. I'd definitely be fine paying him that much. I would even go level 2 tender. That's not that much increase in salary, and it would make a team give up a lot to sign him to an offer sheet. I'm thinking level 2. He's a pro wrestler? I did not know that. I'm thinking level 2 tender. It's only $500,000 more, and it would keep him on the team unless someone wants to give up a 2. We have the cap space for that. All right, free agency preview. What do we have here? Keith Bullock, Steven Jackson, Matt Burke, Logan Mankins, Kurt Warner, Dante Culpepper, Steven Jackson, Kevin Falk, Michael Pittman. Michael Pittman Jr. is in the upcoming NFL draft. Wide receiver from USC. Brandon Marshall, Marcus Colston. Wow. What about some offensive linemen? I know that might be something I want to address. We could sign Logan Mankins. My goals were to sign a safety, a D tackle, and a tight end. I kind of wish offensive lineman was a goal because I would be interested in targeting somebody. As far as the tight ends go, getting somebody 85 overall or higher, I have a couple shots at that. Dallas Clark, Ben Watson. As far as D tackle, nobody. I couldn't actually do it. I'd have to make a trade. I have interest in Vince Wilfork, but I think I'm mostly just going to look to the draft for this spot. But here's the thing. If I achieve one goal and miss one, then it's a net 0. I think I have to look at hitting 2 out of 3. Because then it's a positive 25 net result. So if I just tank on the defensive tackle goal and go tight end, and then the other one was strong safety, I could sign either Rodney Harrison or Kerry Rhodes. That would work. I don't know if I'm going to draft somebody for that high overall, but I guess I have to consider that. Kerry Rhodes would be a good target for us, though, I think. It's a potential of 85, not current rating. Is that the case? Did I misread that goal? It says with an overall of at least. But I guess, you know, draft, acquire in free agency, and trade are options listed there. See, I need a safety, strong safety specifically, tight end, and D tackle. And I'm probably going to miss on one of those. Maybe intentionally. Or just not really target it. Alright. Linebacker scouting now. I'm thinking of this as probably a later need. Dallas Benson, hit power and conditioning. Okay, speed there. 5'11" or 5'10", 238. I'll scout him. Grant Randolph. Pursuit's decent there. Not great for coverage. We can scout 4. 6'3", 246. Not much speed to work with there. Victor Torrance, 5'11", 223 from Minnesota. I wouldn't mind a little more information. What is my base D going to be? I would assume just 4-3 with this team. I haven't gotten really to the part where it talks about playbooks or anything for this coming year. Because I'm okay kind of going with what they had. If they already have some knowledge based on coaches sticking around and whatnot. Like, I don't need my own scheme. I'm not tied to my own scheme that much. I don't have a lot of information here. Trying to find someone who has decent coverage. And, you know, I did scout Dino Peters earlier. High learning. Very high learning. The speed it's low by today's standards. I think we can live with that, though. Let's scout him. Scout Dan Guy. Yeah, Drexler had the best 40 time. He ran a 4.32. He's 235 pounds. Oh, man. That is incredible. Yeah, if I don't make it through the whole offseason tonight, we'll continue it tomorrow and probably early tomorrow, I'd say. Head coach depth over everything Madden has done since 2007. Sadly, Sebastian, this is pretty cool stuff that I wish they would have built upon. Because it was here a dozen years ago. I'm sure it didn't sell that well, but a lot of it could have been incorporated into Madden and wasn't. and still hasn't. It is a little hard to learn just because it has systems that aren't in Madden, and, you know, it has its own set of logic, own things that tend to work in the mode, and I just gotta get to know how the game works in that respect. Yeah, I'm not really interested in Tim White. He's strong, but I think he's just a run stopper. I could scout Drexler, but if I just want to be like, okay, we know enough, let's just not do more interest. If the game is able to read who you're scouting, like I've been told here many times. Sebastian, thank you for the super chat. Undrafted free agent signings like Madden 12 free agency. I do remember that a little bit. It was kind of like a live, kind of like an auction bidding system. That'll be interesting for UDFAs. Yeah, we're going to skip over Drexler for now. We can check out what we have already, but I'm just going to say we have enough. How early do I think I'll stream? I would assume early afternoon-ish, like between noon, 1 o'clock. Because I'm guessing tomorrow I'm going to want to get another video done or two. I wasn't counting on streaming tomorrow, so this kind of does change some things. Alright, so Bullock ran a 4.3 at 6.3. That's pretty wild. Waddell, everyone's saying he's a beast in this class. All right. Oops. Nope, I'm Central Time Zone. So there's DeMario Waddell. I'm guessing he goes early and we're targeting a different position. Amazing athlete. Incredible. I want to know more about Jerome Bartell. Riley Mears. Sandrick Reigns. I've almost fully scouted him. We're going to keep it going. So I got to go back to Bullock here, of course. Make sure he's scouted. And then... How's my spread here? We have strong safety, free safety, corner. Maybe another strong safety would be nice. That stuff's a bit low. That's speed's low for corner. What I don't want to happen, though, is I draft like a free safety that would fit my goal, but he's not a strong safety, so I fail it. I'm not sure if I can save that from happening at all. Dennis Brown. I need some more info on him. Sign a tight end and strong safety, and then draft with your top pick a D tackle so you hit your goal. Yeah, at least the free agency period will give me a chance to specifically target those guys I don't want to draft at positions I don't want to draft early. I want to go with another corner then. 30 awareness? "21 years old. I like some more information on Savell Simpson. All right, scouting results continuing to update here. So we know Corey Bullock here, fantastic athlete. Learning 55. We now know he's calculating, opinionated, impatient, enterprising, and shrewd. They got 10 traits here. I'm not exactly sure how to use these traits in an evaluation. Durability characteristics. Wow. At certain positions, that would be really important. Okay. All right, who else did I get personality traits on here? I didn't do the scouting on Waddell because I don't think that I'm going to be able to take him. Savell Simpson, dependable, optimistic, structured, energetic, consistent, loyal, trusting, values tradition, team player, patient. So amazing personality traits here for Savell Simpson. He's only 21 years old. Okay athlete. Average. And didn't get much else. Learning's a 60. Let's go to Jerome Bartell now. Notre Dame. Very good athlete. Conservative, humble, realistic, contented, problem solver, patient, level-headed, sensitive. Okay. Free agency's coming, everybody. I know it's taken a while. And we're sitting at 890 viewers here. It's been mostly steady. We dropped off a little bit from like an hour or so ago. But we haven't done much. But yet, we've done a lot. We just haven't done the big events yet. I underestimated how much time a head coach offseason can take. A 2-part offseason. Wow. That's probably going to be the case. Because it's already 8:47. Free agency is about to open up, too. Let's hang out at the draft board here a little bit. Can move players up and down. I didn't really notice if the overall grades were changing as I got more information on players. Did anybody else see anything like that? Simpson was 92 before combine scouting, if I recall. 89's not terrible. $55 learning here for Corey Bullock. Just doing a little bit of ranking at least for what I can. Probably going to keep Drew pretty low. Those coverage ratings weren't very good. Jamal Frazier. Amazing athleticism, and that's really all I have. Eli Bost. Yeah, Waddell's the guy if you go corner right away. But I don't think I will. How about D-tackle? Has anything changed there? Yeah, I think Young's down. So what happened here? I don't even recognize this player. Lorenzo Sprague. He must have been a late riser. Whereas I was focused on like Young and Baldwin. Sprague was the overrated player. Okay, so he rose at some point. I also liked Clifton Demps a little bit. And Herman Cable was the sleeper. 97 strength. 360 pounds. So definitely big run stopper. Interesting. There's a lot more we could do there, but I think while we're here, we should do free agency right now. When a free agent appears in the coach clipboard, you have the option to bid on them. All right, simple as that. What do we want to do here for free agency? I think tight end, safety, corner potentially. One more look at the roster. We got Matt Ryan. Not targeting running back. Maybe receiver. Roddy White's an 81. What do we have for ratings on Roddy? 86 catching, 79 route running. Yeah, we could use a receiver. And I still want to trade for Tab Perry, who would immediately be our number 3 guy. Tight ends in need. Right tackle. Maybe center. Defensive tackle, though, is looking very weak. We could add 2 players. What's the learning here on Jackson? Yeah, I shouldn't overlook corner. That's going to be one of our early needs, I feel. Donovan Darius. Coverage is awful for him. Yeah, this 84 overall is a little overrated, I'd say. Is he even under contract right now? We're not seeing anything for salary or anything. Yeah, let's do a different song. Oops, that's the same one. This gives you an idea of who to target. For quarterback 2, they're thinking Josh McCown. Would that have anything to do with his familiarity with the system, or is that just based off of overall? Although, again, like, I don't know how the playbooks and stuff work. I chose a playbook when I began my coaching career, but I don't know if I have to continue using that playbook or not. What do they think about our wide receiver situation? Roddy White's one of our better options just to stay in that role. We could sign Jabbar Gaffney. Dallas Clark's available, so is Ben Watson. I think there'll be some chances to upgrade, though, in free agency. For what a corner, what do they say? Sheldon Brown, Ellis Hobbs, Eric Green, 26 years old. Your playbook carries over. Is there a way to choose it to not carry over? I think one of my top targets is going to be Kerry Rhodes. The clipboard here has the team needs. Now they're saying strong safety is the top need, so Kerry Rhodes could be one of our best targets. Defensive tackle, I'm thinking that we go for Vince Wilfork and then find a pass rusher in the draft. I've scouted some pretty good ones. Apparently we have to get a kicker, a right tackle, 2 starters at defensive tackle. Okay. Do we not have a kicker? Yeah, we do not. Okay. I'll have to figure that out at some point. We have the draft board on the clipboard here. I don't want to mess with that quite right now. But I guess I have all the information now besides, what, pro days and individual workouts? So I'm still going to get more between now and the draft. Salary cap status. $35.8 million in cap space. Let's hopefully make some good moves. What happens to the Madden 20 draft class once the Kalispell Warhawks are done? I'd probably just continue simming that to get more players, or we just figure something out from there. All right, contracts. We've done this a little bit just based on re-signing during the season, so I don't think I really have to learn this right now. But I think the bidding is just the main difference. All right, trading. I have done this once. One day until free agency. And it looks like the fun is about to begin, everybody. Yeah, Kerry Rhodes, Ben Watson, Vince Wilfork. That'd be a great free agent class for us. Have to get a kicker, too. I scouted kickers, but I didn't count on having that as a need. So I think I'm more so looking at a free agent. Edit Matt Ryan's number. Yeah, maybe in preseason. Oh, we have a mock draft. I was wondering if these were in the game. They have Mike Zazali going number 1. And they're predicting us to take Demario Waddell. We have a lot of needs there. Cornerback in the first round could be considered. What about the other defensive tackles that I like? So Vel Simpson here at 16. Leroy Young, late first. I'm interested if maybe I could get Baldwin here. That's who I would maybe want with our second pick. So if that's around where those defensive tackles may go, we could go Waddell early. Number 4. This is a 2 or 3 round mock. Head coach gives you a 2-round mock. That's pretty cool. Mike Zazzali, number 1. This is so sweet. Just getting a deeper look at this because I wanted to make sure I wasn't just targeting like 1st and 2nd round players. I want to make sure that when the 3rd and 4th round come along that I have, you know, decent options and I can make some educated decisions and not just guess. Okay. Yeah, if Macklemore's down here in this range too, he might be there early 3. All right, starting here, Steven Jackson. Obviously, we're not looking for a new RB1. Plus, he's going to get a huge contract. I mean, that in 2020 numbers is a big running back contract. So, hopefully he goes to a division rival. Nope, he goes to the Giants. The ticker will tell you down below, 5 years, $52 million. That is huge for this time period. That is massive. Keith Bullock. I don't want to add a ton of veterans at positions that aren't big needs. I'm more apt to do that maybe along the offensive line. That's a bit more pressing, but linebacker's pretty strong for us. But now we have to actually pay attention. Vince Wilfork, 5 years, $61.9 million. That is a lot of money. Wilfork's 27. He's a tremendous run stopper. This team did not rank well in run stopping a year ago. Let's raise the bid. Could be up to us in Miami. Nope, the Bengals are here. What do we do here, everybody? 59, they go to 60. The cap hit would be 10.6 mil. And we got him. 61 million, 5 years for Vince Wilfork. Maybe that proves to be too much. But now we have to negotiate the contract. Okay. So does this just determine overall structure? We basically have the numbers finalized. We only have 3 packages here. Let's try to go 1 lower. I accept. Okay. So we signed a big deal for Vince Wilfork. Eugene Wilson, we're going to skip over him. 90 overall at 28 years old. That's a pretty reasonable salary. Eugene Wilson, 90 overall, age 28. I wish I could see some ratings from here too. I'm just going to join to see if there's anything I can do to like see his info. Is there a way I can do that? Yeah, I'm just going to watch. But if we could have seen just some ratings here, that'd be nice. So I'd have to know about players beforehand. And I think there's a spot where I can take care of that. If I go to the free agency preview, wouldn't I get the information I'm looking for? So, for instance, Kerry Rhodes. Did he get signed? Adrian Wilson's out there. What happened? Brian Dawkins? Antoine Bethea? Oh, this is for 2010. So I would have already had to check. Okay, so it's too late for me to go there. But at least I have a few targets. I did my homework there. I just didn't give myself a lot of plan B's and C's. All right, Logan Mankins. 26 years old. He'd be an offensive lineman we could build around, and it might not be a bad idea to get into this one. At the very least, we'll see what other teams are thinking about here. Kansas City's leading right now. They're at 7 a year. I guess Bengals win this one. Let me triple check, actually. I've done this many times now. Yeah, the Bengals are spending all kinds of money in free agency. Again, it's our left side. That's fine. They're young. They're going to develop. Dorenbo's here. 6 foot, 250. And I know that in real life he was a long snapper. So I'm just not sure how he translates into head coach. I mean, I don't think we necessarily have to upgrade at guard right now for a ton of money. If we play Forney, that's probably not a terrible deal for at least a season. Decent run block strength, but poor run block and footwork. Not sure what to think when ratings like this are super low and ratings like this are super high. I think tackle's the greater need. Brandon Marshall. This is RFA. It would take a first and third round pick. Yeah, I don't even want to risk messing that up. Marcus Colston, another RFA bidding one. Way too much to give up. Yeah, this game is very in-depth. We're 2.5 hours in, and we're just in the start of free agency. Pat Williams, another run stopper, but much older than Vince Wilfork. I miss the Williams wall. Those days were fun. Dallas Clark. I was more thinking about Ben Watson. 3 years, $15 million. Makes me feel pretty good about the potential of getting Ben Watson. All right, here's Kerry Rhodes, everybody. This is a very key situation. Looks like it could be up to $6 million a year, but there are 16 teams in here. This could get bid up big time. We need to get some teams out. I'm going to just bid and just get them out of here. We win. 29 mil, 5 years. So we stay under 6 a year, a 5.1 cap hit. Now we got to sign Kerry Rhodes. Let's see. Of course, he wants the $10 million signing bonus. So do the incentives make it more valuable than the guaranteed money? Interesting. Because I'm thinking about package 2, but is 3 really more valuable? I don't mind this incentive deal. Hope he's countering. Alright, let's go. I can't even go to the top ones now. I have to go with this, and I'm okay with it. We signed Kerry Rhodes. And that should be a goal success for us. Approval goes up. That's what it's like. One of our goals. Get a strong safety. At least 85 overall. Perfect. And yes, the draft picks didn't have like slotted salaries or anything, so I still have to negotiate with players that I draft, and they're not just going to be given small salaries all the time, especially early picks. And we have an early pick, so I definitely need to make sure we have cap space left over. We're sitting at about 20 mil. I think if we get Ben Watson, that's probably a good place to stop. Ben Watson plus a kicker. And then maybe we stop there. 4th overall pick. I can't undersell how expensive that could be. Mike Vrabel, Tennessee head coach. Sheldon Brown's pretty interesting here, but I don't want to make too many deals. I think I'd have more flexibility to make more moves if I had not signed Vince Wilfork to the monster deal. But D-tackle was such a great need, I had to bring in 2. And Wilfork was one of the best available. And there weren't a lot of high-rated defensive tackles on the open market. I could have signed Pat Williams instead to save money, knowing that I couldn't really build the defense around him going forward like I can with Wilfork. I'm going to join this one, just see if this one will stay low. 12 mil, 3 years. 13 mil, the Bengals are back. I don't want to go to 5. All right. Yeah, I'm out. Rodney Harrison. Obviously, we already got Kerry Rhodes. Ben Watson, here we go. This one is for less a year than Dallas Clark was getting, but 4 years at age 28. Now, in real life, he's still playing. There are a lot of teams here. This one could get spendy. Patriots are leading currently. Teams are dropping out. San Francisco leads. What do we do? 19 mil. Going twice. We raise. Looks like we're going to win it. 20 million, 4 years. I was okay with 5 a year. Okay, Ben Watson is added to the team as long as we get this contract done. Wow, the Bengals got Hobbs 3 years, 11? I thought they were at like 14. Maybe I misread it. All right, signing bonus, $7.5 million. Let's drop it a little bit. $5.5 million. Accepted, okay. Signing bonus a little bit lower there. And approval goes up again to 63. So we've completed our key goals here in the offseason at tight end and strong safety. The other goal was at D-tackle, and Wilfork just wasn't high enough to reach the overall threshold. We're sitting now at $15 million in cap space. I think we can add a kicker, and then we should probably stop there. Just curious about more salaries on this team. Did it freeze? What's going on here? I think it's frozen. Yeah, I can't do anything. Autosave should save us. But yeah, we had this happen in the last episode. We had a freeze. So this might be a good spot to end regardless, but I need to see if we lost our progress at all. So let me restart the game. Let's quit. Yeah, I'm learning with head coach. You need to save often, just in case. Because this game doesn't seem to be very stable. Alright, booting the game back up. Playing this on a PS3. I can't believe this is going to become a multi-part off-season, though. I thought we'd get it done tonight. Wow. Almost to the title screen. It's a little slow to load. Let me find the autosave file quick. Do I want... Yeah, I guess the one that was saved most recently. Alright, let's see. Where are we at? Did you know Tom Brady was drafted by the New England Patriots in the 6th round? Did you know that? "54 days until the draft." So I think it is before I got a couple of those players signed. Maybe all those players signed. Let me check my salary cap. Yeah, it's the beginning of free agency. Okay, so we're back here. Start a free agency again. Mock draft. We didn't lose a lot. We just have to get our free agents back is all. And then we'll probably end the stream tonight. I plan to do everything I did before. Even signing Will Fork. I want to try doing this as quick as possible. Who knows? Maybe I get him for less now. 61 was previous. I think I just saved $1 million. Did I just save $1 million? Or was it the exact same? All right, we got the Will Fork deal done. Skip Eugene Wilson. Skip Logan Mankins. Just want to get us back to where we were. Skip Brandon Marshall and Marcus Colston. Pat Williams. Yeah, it's a lot of fun going through these off seasons though, and head coach. There's a lot I have to learn, and still not a lot that makes complete sense, but there's depth there. I just have to learn it, is all. All right, drop out. Let me win this again. I have no idea what I paid the first time. I think this is pretty close to it though. Got Kerry Rhodes. Let's get this over with. All right, I agree. Take my deal. All right, I'll save it quick. I paid $1 million less for both? I'm amazing at this game. At least you can save it with just a couple button clicks. I am so good at this game now. Maybe I can save money for Ben Watson too. Let's see. Take 2 of signing Ben Watson. I think before it was 20. And it's probably going to be the exact same here. Okay. And I think we did this offer here. Okay. That brings us right back to where we were, and we will continue the rest of this tomorrow, everybody. It's already getting late. It's been a fun time, but an NFL head coach, I guess 3 hours is not enough to even put much of a dent in the offseason. We are saving. We'll even do one of these saves. Thank you all for being here. I hope to see you again tomorrow. I will post on Twitter, and of course the stream will go public early tomorrow afternoon. We'll get through the off season. But I was counting on editing this for a video on the second channel tomorrow, so maybe I'll have to get up and record something for that. I don't know. Sometimes making content is a journey. I would say I'll target like 1:30 p.m. Central. That gives me time to knock some stuff out before the stream begins. But, you know, it could be a little bit earlier, a little bit later. I'll keep you guys updated as much as I can. But wow. That was fun. Hopefully tomorrow I can give us a good path to victory then for the draft. Because free agency is almost done for us. We just have to go through scouting now and really look through all that information and figure out who our guys are going to be. Yeah, I'm prepared for another 2 to 3 hour stream. I know it's going to be a marathon. And this off-season video I edit for the second channel, I can still edit this tomorrow morning. Because I'm going to have to regardless. But That might be a super episode. Like, imagine I just turned like 6 hours of streams into like an hour and a half. That's ridiculous. That'd be the most MrHurriicane thing ever. Yeah, I got pro days. I got the draft. Hopefully, I can sum up a lot of this in the episode for the second channel well, without skipping a lot of stuff. Because I know there's a lot of backtracking and a lot of like checking players I'm not actually going to be interested in, so I can cut out certain things. But that's going to do it for me tonight, everybody. Thank you all for being a part of it here. NFL Head Coach 09 is a lot of fun, and we have a lot more on the way, coming your way. Tomorrow, I'll be live again. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, hit the bell for notifications, especially if you want to know right when the stream goes live. I'll catch you all tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody. And good night.